And we are back, guys. Welcome to Eat Well, Think Better, brought to you by the Soho Sphere. Today we have this beautiful, delicious walnut crusted chicken breast with a side of asparagus, mashed potato with bacon bits. I promise you guys are gonna go nuts for this recipe. Let's check out some ingredients. All right, guys, so today we're gonna go over our seasonings a bit here. We have, of course, some beautiful pepper. Love some paprika, it's awesome. Some sea salt. We have our onion powder and our garlic powder, guys, the holy grail of seasoning. Next, we have our asparagus. These are gonna go in the oven beautifully crisp. Some rustic potatoes here and our bacon. All right, guys, and next we have the ingredients that are gonna help us really bind that crust into the chicken. So we have some beautiful honey, got a little bit of flour going on over here, a little bit of Dijon mustard, and of course our eggs. We have some ingredients here that are really gonna help us drizzle, add on some extra flavor to our ingredients. We have some butter, we got some olive oil, we got some balsamic vinegar, some Parmesan cheese, and some heavy cream. All right, guys, and now we have the stars of our show. We got some walnuts. These are beautiful, healthy, promote a lot of healthy brain functions. There's a Chinese philosophy that says if a food looks like a body part, that food will help the body part out. I saw it on TikTok, so it gotta be true. And finally, we have our nice, lean source of protein, our beautiful chicken breast. All right, guys, so here we're gonna start making the binder for our crusted chicken. You know, generally, you can just go ahead and use some eggs. However, the walnut crumble can get a little loose when you're cooking it. So I like to add a couple extra ingredients to help that sticking and binding process, but this also adds layers of depth to the flavor. Once we have those incorporated, we're gonna go ahead and give it a nice mix. And this will be ready for us to dip our chicken in. All right, guys, so next step, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our flour mixture. And what this is gonna do, it's gonna really help dry the chicken out right before we dump it into the egg batter to make sure that all that walnut crust really gets stuck on that chicken. So next, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pound our walnuts. You could use any type of utensils you have. For me, I got this little mallet. I'll go ahead and try to get that really grounded down. And this is fun. You could relieve some stress here. All right, guys, so next what I'm gonna do quickly is I'm just gonna give my chicken a quick pound. You don't have to go too crazy, just to get it a little bit evenly distributed. And then finally, we are gonna go ahead and season, guys. When I first started cooking, it was difficult for me to kind of gauge how much seasoning had to go on a piece of protein. Make sure it's seasoned well, but not over seasoned. I think the best way to do it is just trial and error. Rather than having to follow a specific recipe, you kind of pick up little tips here and there, little tricks. I'm gonna go ahead and move that around a little bit. We are gonna get our flour ready to dip our chicken in there, guys. One thing I really loved about this recipe was just how many brain functions that walnuts have been shown to really help out with. One of them is memory. And a lot of times memory won't necessarily get associated with how that could affect someone's mental health. However, I feel like having a strong memory can definitely improve your status at your job, you know, certain relationship issues that may arise. So honestly, for myself, I feel like memory can play a big role in someone's mental health. So I like to incorporate as many dishes as possible with as many ingredients I see that can help that out. All right, guys, now we're gonna prep our asparagus, throw them in the oven. You know, these I'm gonna cut off the tips just because they're a little bit thicker. So sometimes the tips have a little bit different texture. Sorry, the base, the tips, not really sure. That end, the one without the fuzzy, guys. Gonna go ahead and add that onto a little tray here. It's nice cooking on a rack if you have it, just because it lets air in the oven flow under the ingredients as well, so you get a nice even amount of cooking on all sides. And these are good to go. Now we're gonna make our bacon. Bacon is probably like one of the best ingredients of all time. You don't have to add this. I know there's many reasons to not eat bacon. I don't have any of those reasons in my body. So we're gonna go ahead, throw that into the oven with the asparagus at the same time. It's gonna be thrown into the mashed potatoes as you're whipping them up real quick. It's a beautiful, crunchy touch to your mashed potatoes. All right, guys, so here I'm putting in a little pot, just some heavy cream. Throw in about half a stick of butter or so right in there. A little salt, garlic powder, a little black pepper. So what I'm gonna do with this once it's done, this will be used to mix my mashed potatoes, and it's gonna be amazing, guys. All right, what we're gonna do is just take this over to the stove, let it cook down for about 5 minutes on some low heat. All right, guys, we got our crisp piece of bacon here. I love bacon so much, it actually hurts my soul to cut into it, but it's all part of the process, guys. So we're just gonna give it a quick chop. I like the bits to be kind of small, so I always go in for a nice cross chop there. So now I'm gonna start the mashed potatoes. They're nice and fork tender. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them into my ricer here. It's a great little tool for some quick mashed potatoes. Just gonna go ahead and smash. Some people like to take the potato skins out. I personally think it adds a little extra flavor to the dish. Smash. We're gonna go ahead and add our bacon bits right in there. I'm gonna sprinkle them all around. I'm gonna use about 90% or so. Save a little sprinkle for when I'm plating. All right, so now I'm gonna add my cream and butter mixture here. I'm gonna start incorporating that in there. All right. Start giving that a good whirl there. So depending on the consistency, you could add a little bit more of that mixture you had there. I like to work it in stages as much as possible. These are looking beautiful. That's good. Really good. Let's go, guys. We have another successful dish here. I hope you guys followed along at home. Pretty simple recipe. It's full of great, delicious, healthy ingredients. Great recipe to add to your weekly routine. On behalf of Soho MD, the Soho Sphere, we'd like to thank you guys for joining. Stay tuned for the next episode. It's time for me to dig in, guys. Bon appetit. Woo! Let's go. Guys, this chicken is amazing. If you love breaded chicken, you have to try this iteration of it. It's so amazing.